In this video, we're going to dive into, is this bad news for coin shows? There was a big coin show in California that a few of you have reached out to me in the comment sections. One of you have reached out to, Mike has reached out to me in the comment section. I won't give his last name because I don't really have permission to use what he said in the comment section, but I kind of do, but I just want to protect his ID a little bit. And a woman named Jill reached out to me, and another guy named Bob reached out to me. They all went to the Huntington Beach coin show in California this past weekend. We're going to dive into what they had to say about the coin show this weekend. We're also going to dive into what I've seen at coin shows when I started first working with coins, silver and gold, when I lived in the state of Maine. And I will dive into also why the shop owner really don't go to a lot of the coin shows on top of that. And we got a little bit more. Stay tuned for it all, folks. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 3,200 subscribers by the end of September. We're a little bit down right now, so if you could please help me with that, just tap the subscribe button, hit that all bell, then you'll know when I put out the latest video information. Let's get into the video right now. You know, I've been hearing from a few of you that lives in California and has gone to the Huntington Beach, California coin show this past weekend. Mike reaches out and says, basically he said, they had plenty of silver, plenty of gold, but there was no deals to be had. And there was very few people at the coin show. And this is what I've been hearing all over the country. People are just not going to coin shows anymore. You know, they're too far to drive to some of them coin shows. And, you know, Jill reached out to me by email. She basically said the same thing. And I thank you for the emails, by the way. I really appreciate the emails when you guys reach out. Let me know what's going on in your local areas and what is going on with your local coin shops. And, you know, that really helps the, you know, everybody out there, because I can relate the message back to everybody out there. Jill basically said the same thing. There was hardly anybody there. Plenty of silver, plenty of gold, but there was no. But she didn't quite say there was not. She said she picked up a few things, but this is what's really going on. There's not a lot of deals at these coin shows. Bob reached out and said basically the same thing, guys. I mean, you know, got anything I wanted, but there was not a lot of deals to be had. He picked up a few things. You know, he said he brought a little bit of cash with him. I'm not going to disclose how much he brought with him because that was sent to me in an email. But you know, I mean, he brought some cash with him, and he was kind of disappointed there was not the deals like there normally are deals out there. And, you know, I've been talking to other coin shops the past few weeks and trying to get a feel what's going on with these coin shows out there. And what I think is going on is it's really, they show up, the dealers show up, and remember, some of these dealers now have to drive 4 or 5 hours to get to these coin shows. They have to pay for hotels, they have to pay for their own food, they have to pay for their table setup, and they're trying to sell. But what's happening is it's really going to dealer to dealer. That's where they're making a little bit of money. But, you know, when you're going dealer to dealer, you tend to sell more at wholesale than retail, and you're not making a lot of money, or it's even trades. You know, a bag of 90% dimes or a bag of silver quarters. I mean, it could be silver bars for 90% silver, vice versa. It could be gold for silver. It could be gold for gold. Whatever the situation is. And, you know, and a lot of these, you know, coin show folks are coin shop owners too. They're not all coin shop owners. But, you know, there are some that are not coin shop owners, and they really are trying to make a living at it. And when they have to spend, you know, Thursday, Friday, Saturday at a hotel room at $100 plus a night, depending on where your location is, it really bites, it really eats into their profit margin. Then they're going to pay for their own food. And it's what, 50, 60, 80 plus dollars a table? And when you got like 8 tables, some of these folks have, it really eats in. And when there's nobody buying, you know, I think a lot of this has to do with online shopping. I really do, because we can stay at home, not spend the gas money to go to these coin shows, and and not knowing what you're going to find. We can sit at home, go online, go to bowling exchanges, go to pinbacks, go to whoever you want. You can stay at your local area and go to your coin shops. I'm just mentioning a few companies. We got AtMax out there. We got GM Bowling. We got Monument Meadows. Go wherever you want. I'm not trying to sell you anywhere. I mean, but when we can stay at home and really pick up what we want at home, why are we traveling? Some people say, I'm not going to drive for 2 hours to that coin show. If it's one in your area, fine. Then look, maybe you may be able to find a deal, I guess. But our owner, about 2 years ago, he finally just gave up of traveling around the local area 4 or 5 hours out, and he says it's just not worth it no more. Now, when the coin shows come local, or like around an hour drive or something, he might say, yeah, I'll do it for a day or two and just do the day fee, or just whatever the case may be. But some of these coin shows, you're going to pay for the whole day, the whole weekend. Don't matter if you pay at the table and it's a set price for the whole weekend. And some of the ones he's seen, you pay by the day. And that really eats into the profits when you're going to pay that much per a table to get that lot rent paid for. And it's getting to a point is coin shows even worth going to, because a lot of what happens also, they say they're open from 9 to 5. Well, they're packing up at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And if you're getting off from work and say, well, at 3 o'clock, I'm going to go to the coin show up the road, and you find out everybody's packing their bags for the day, it don't look good either. It don't look for the buyer. It don't look good for the coin show to begin with. And then people just saying, why even bother? So, I mean, it's sad. I wish these coin shows would get together and say, we're going to stay the time with the time slot schedule it is. And, a lot of times what happens is they cancel at the last minute too, when you're supposed to have 80 dealers there, and you get there and it's like half the dealers there, because they might not have staff at the shop, someone got sick, they can't make it, whatever the case may be. And it's really, really sad. And let me get into, when I was up in Maine, I was selling, some of you guys know this already, but I got a lot of new viewers here now. So, when I lived up in Maine back in 2007, 2008-ish to 2009, I was working at the hospital, and I was doing a flea market on the side selling junk silver mostly. I sold some silver eagles and stuff like that, but there was coin shows in Maine that I would, take a day off from work, or, sometimes the coin shows, most of the coin shows were on the weekend, which I had the weekends off, but then it eats me up at the flea market. And then my friend Patrick would cover for me, or his wife would cover it for us, and we would go up to the coin show, wherever the coin show was in Maine. And some of these were longer drives. But you know what? At the end of the day, when you could buy a silver quarter for $2.50, $3.50, and flip it for $4, because that was the going rate at that point, yeah, I loved going to coin shows. I mean, I would put them in the little cardboard flips and write the price on them, and people loved it. They say, how can you sell this at milk value when the coin shop up the road is selling it for $7 a quarter, $8 a quarter, and you're a half price? How can you do it? I says, I shop around. I'm not trying to rip people off. I mean, yeah, I probably could have got a little bit higher prices, but I was new, and guess what? I was trying to bring the business into me, and this is how this coin shop started out. Was his father started it at that flea market in Maine. That's how his father started out, and he came down and chewed my butt out because I was down there undercutting him. I says, hey, your dad did the same gosh darn thing here. Your dad started here too. I'm starting to do the same thing too. He says, you need a license. I said, not for 90% silver you do. And I said, guess what? I do have my precious metal dealer's license, because I says, it's seasonal for me. I says, and then remember, it was seasonal for your father too, that need to have one too. I said, so I do have it, and here it is. I showed up. He didn't want to he didn't want to argue with me no more. He saw I had one, and he didn't like the fact I was down there. But you know what? A couple blocks away from his shop, well, too bad. That's what it is out there. And I had a lot of sales, and it comes to a point too, is You know, I think that's what's going on. You know, people are just going online and forgetting about coin shows altogether. Please don't forget about coin shows. If this one don't need to drive hours for a coin show, it's probably not worth it. I'm going to just say that right up front. It's not worth the drive if you got to travel hours. But if you got one locally, it's a 10-minute drive, 20-minute drive, even up to an hour drive, and you know, you might still want to go in there and see what, you know, see what they have. Try to support them too. But if the prices are not good, you're not getting no deals, let me know what you guys are finding out. You know, email me. My email description will be in the description. My email will be in the description of every single video. And please let me know. Let me know in the comment section. I want to hear from you all. This is how we all going to learn together. You know, don't have to give me your exact location. Say, if you're in, you know, if you live in California, say California. If you live in Texas, say you live in Texas. You live in New Hampshire, say you live in New Hampshire. I mean, that's all I'm asking for. I don't need exact location. You know, you know, where you live personally. Just give me a, you know, graphic, you know, around the location that you're in. That's all I'm asking for. And that way we can keep tabs of what's going on at these local coin shows. And, you know, I mean, I've not been to a coin show, I guess, probably in 3 years since I've been working for the shop. And, you know, I mean, I've been working for the shop about 5 years now. But, you know, I've not, you know, I've been, you know, I've been at coin shows with the boss, and they're just not, you know, at the end of the day, it's just not worth it. But I do have one more piece of information. This came up. This actually came in from my moderators. He found this. Ohio farmers inherit dime worth $500,000. This dime is a 1975 dime. I don't know the grade, but it looks like PGCS graded this dime. What is different about this dime? It's actually from San Francisco, and it has no mint mark on the dime. Okay, there's no mint mark on the dime. One sold in 2019 at auction for $456,000. This one is on auction right now that will end in October. It's expected to, it could bring more than $500,000 for a dime that don't have the little S. You know, I love coins, folks, but even if I had the $500,000, I wouldn't bid on this coin. That is way too much for my blood, even if I had the money. But I know there's collectors out there, and these are so rare. There's only this 3 sisters from Ohio inherit a dime and kept in the bank vault for more than 40 years. Knew it had some value, but they had no idea how much it was just until a few years ago. So it's finally coming up for auction. You know, I mean, it's, to me, that's just too much. But I mean, I'm not really a collector. I'm more of a stacker. So, I mean, take it as what that is. I just thought that was kind of interesting. So I just want to bring it to your attention. Yes, maybe, you know, I'm not saying go out there and look for dimes. When you get dimes back and change, there might be another one out there. Who knows? You find a 1975 with no mint mark at all, it maybe come from San Francisco. But as right now, there's only 2 known to exist. They know where the other one is. This is the second one. So, I mean, I don't know if there's any more out there. Even in the Red Book, they don't know either. They, you know, nobody else come. So if you get something and change, look at your dimes. I'm not saying go to the bank and go get rolls of dimes, because you probably ain't going to find one. But, you know, that is the point of why I do these videos. I love stories like this. If you see a story like this, email it to me. I'll let everybody else know what's going on out there. That's how this community is going to work. Thanks for watching. Coin Shop Chris is now out.